Hello, everyone. So good evening, because we're in Europe and
Yep.
for a European community.
Mhm.
And this evening here, good evening, fellow community and friends. Welcome to EUphoria, and welcome to what we have officially declared, decreed, named the Summer of Sci-Fi. Because
We say it, and therefore it's true. We
mhm,
have that power.
we have that power. There a bank holiday for you all tomorrow?
Mm.
Because we could just do that, but we don't want to abuse our power. Speaking of power, my name is Aida. My pronouns are she and her. I am a Latina queer woman. I'm an immigrant in the Netherlands. I have tanned skin, dark eyes, dark hair, and I am wearing a Captain America t-shirt, red top
It's
and left
beautiful.
Tony Star bit. I bought on my last trip to Disney Paris. Who you friend?
Me friend, me JC Darcy friend. Hi friend, it me. I
Hi.
use they she pronouns. I am also queer. I am also a woman, sort of brackets, non-binary woman. I don't take questions about gender. Fuck off. Explain it to me and then I'll talk about it. You can't. I wearing glasses. I've got purple headsets on and my hair is frizzy because I washed it and then just sat here and played Usaba's bed and breakfast for the past 2 hours instead of taking care of myself like a human being. And I'm wearing a shirt that apparently makes me look like a well-rested, a well-coordinated human being.
Mhm,
These are the
mhm.
lies that my friends tell me to make me feel better about myself.
How was Uzibas?
Oh, it's so good. I'm so obsessed with it again. One the multiverse is like back. We're back, baby. The platform that I love to run it on was gonna go offline and then it got saved. So we've had a blast. It was fantastic. I'm
I'm
gonna be
glad to
running
hear
a
that.
lot more of it, and there may be some news about that in the near future. Maybe. Keep your eyes peeled.
Oh, it has been almost 3 weeks since Darcy and I had made previous outlandish claims
What is time?
about what we're planning to do for this month event and our plans for the community that we're trying to grow overall. It has been a roaring success, and we are celebrities, and our heads have inflated to at least twice their normal size.
That's how it works.
Yes, yes.
This
I
is
also
this is
tell truth
why
sometimes.
sometimes I'll tell you a
Mhm.
truth, and I'll tell you another secondary truth attached to that truth. The truth is we currently have 98 followers on Twitch. The secondary truth is that if we got two more and got to 100, we would be so happy. I want to like promise a reward or like some kind of like stretch goal reward, but I can't just commit Ida to stuff like that without having collaborated beforehand. Maybe we'll do something. Click the button and find out. Dare you. I dare you.
Leave suggestions that are family friendly.
You and I just hit the exact same command in chat. So there you go, guys. There's a double whammy of what summer sci-fi is about.
Thank you everyone for the follows so
Yes.
far on across all our social medias. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for uplifting and applauding and cheering on the casts we've had so
Yeah.
far
Yeah.
and the guests we've had so far.
Hmm.
That means a lot to us and thus to them
Uh-huh.
to know that what they do is valued. Other people find it fun,
Hmm.
and their experiences and their role play and their stories have the capacity to make someone's day a little better or more introspective
Yeah.
while also demonstrating representation within Europe that is also really heckin' diverse.
Yeah. And it makes it that much more likely that those people will come back and play with us some more. So keep it
Mhm.
up.
I mean, all POC tables. Was that hard? No.
No,
In Europe?
we've done it.
No.
We've done it. We've already got like another one, two planned. It's not hard.
All tables that are across the continent of Europe and not just UK? Easy. Was it
Easy.
hard?
No.
No.
We're gonna get more. We're gonna get more not exclusively speaking English streams. And then eventually it will be all French stream, all German, all Italian, all Spanish. And I'm so excited for that.
I would love that, but that would also be a reflection of the community growing because then by then that means we
Absolutely.
will have like a trusted French moderator that we're like,
Yes.
c'est bon,
Oui? Oui.
adieu.
Très bien. Yep. Is that
Or
the limit of your French?
that's the limit of my French. I'm going to picture so much later,
Ida
etc.,
speaks like
etc.
6 other languages. It's fine. She
French
doesn't
is not
fucking
one of
need
them.
French.
French
It's
is not
fine.
one. I'm going to butcher French later, I promise. But why I'm going to butcher French is because, as
Ooh.
promised, we are here to shout out more European, more TTRPGs from the European community,
Yeah.
because there is a giant powerhouse of talent here in Europe and they deserve to be shouted out. And we're going to scream to the high heavens about
Mhm.
them and cheer them on. Let's go. Our last time we did this, we got quite some positive feedback about it. I think it tickled those creators to be like, oh, me? I'm like, yes, you. And we're gonna do it again.
Mhm.
Ah, I see. French is talking.
Mhm.
Uh, thank you very much. I happen to understand what you were saying, but for now, if we can keep it in English in the chat as much as possible, so that Nightbot doesn't confuse the things you are saying, because I'm like,
It did briefly, but we told
mhm.
we told it that
We
it's
told it to
okay.
calm down, and
C'est le français. C'est bon.
it'll be okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna get there with your community's help. But we're gonna talk about TTRPGs from the European community because it's not sci-fi. They're going to be
Sci-fi.
sci-fi. It's
Wouldn't
gonna
you
be
have
a gift
laughed if
later.
we'd have said something else? My brain refused to supply another genre there. It's just like sci-fi, sci-fi, sci-fi. Yeah, okay, that's the joke.
um, we're going to limit ourselves a bit. This is not, of course, an exclusive list.
Oh god, no. We couldn't
It
possibly.
cannot be an exclusive list.
No.
I even got, there's been a comment on YouTube like, how come you didn't mention this or that game? Because there's only so many hours in a day.
It's only a 1 hour stream.
It's so your game or a game not being mentioned here is not us
No,
ignoring it necessarily. If we didn't know about it, how could we ignore it? It's
exactly.
not us judging things that worth being on here. We have a giant list to get through, and
Mhm.
there will be more streams like this in the future,
Yeah.
sci-fi or not.
Yeah.
And all of those other sci-fi games that couldn't make today's list will just be sprinkled in on all those other lists too.
Yeah.
Really,
And
because
if there are any, this is not to say don't tell us about these games, just frame it correctly. Like tell us about more games, absolutely. But it's because we don't know about them, or this is not a ranking list either. This is not
mhm,
like
mhm.
top 10 best game. This is just ones that caught our eye that we wanted to talk about. Maybe certain people have a theme because they have problems with the sci-fi genre and they only like one particular kind of thing. Um, Tell us about your games. If it's your game, if it's your friend's game, if it's a game that you've enjoyed playing and we don't know about it, we want to know about it. So tell us who they are and make sure that they are European based. So that includes the UK. Um, and we'll talk about it. We'll probably end up playing it at some point
Yeah.
if we ever get down the massive list of games that we haven't played yet.
On that note, would you like to start or should I kick it off?
I think you've got more than me, so you go first, and then
I don't know if that's true.
I've got 6.
One, two, three, four, five, six if I count the on my desk.
Okay. All right then. I'll go first.
Okay. In
Um,
that case, I'm gonna do a thing
George.
and hi. Good to
Hi,
see
George.
you.
Hi, Taylor. Hi, Fiona. Hi, everybody in chat.
Hi everyone.
You're
Yeah, last
bright
time
and
we just
fine.
rambled off like close to 20 games and we're like,
Yeah.
that was much. We need to breathe. We need
Breathe.
some more.
Breathe. Give them
On
all a
that,
bit more time to breathe. So yes, I will happily go first.
I can't breathe. What is this gorgeous game?
So this is kicking off the theme of Darcy has a problem, and if it's sci-fi, it's probably got mechs in. Darcy likes a big robot. It's a power fantasy, okay? We can swing big swords, we can go pew pew, we can punch down walls. There's just something very, very cool about mechs as like a trope within the sci-fi genre, especially when it comes to TTRPGs. Anybody who's spoken to me about the games that I like for more than 30 seconds has watched me reach up to my shelf here and pull down this book and just cry about how much I love it. This is
Mm.
possibly my second or third favorite TTRPG in the history of the world. This is Lancer. You play a mech pilot. It's fantastic. It's separated into mechs and pilots. So there's like combat, there's narrative. It takes a lot of inspiration from my favorite TTRPG system of all time, which is Blaze in the Dark. It has things like clocks. There's so much depth to it. I love it. I think that was the first mech game that I ever played. And now I've gone around hoovering up all the others and scooping them up and going, I like these pieces. That bit could be done better elsewhere. So this game, starting nice and simple, this is Chevalier. This is actually a solo RPG. This is a journaling game about the terrible cost of war and the scars it leaves. It is about violence, it is about fear, but most of all, it's about hope. And that to me is that's the flavor I want. I'm okay with there being an intergalactic war in every sci-fi. I'm okay with there being mechs used to blow people up and all this kind of jazz and all the combat. To me, it's about the people. That's kind of the beauty of the trope is yes, it's a monster, yes, it's a robot, yes, it's destructive, but inside there's a soft, squishy person with a heart and feelings. And it's about how those feelings literally motivate the robot to make it do those things and why.
I love
Mm,
that. I love
mm,
that.
juicy, right? I love it so much. So it uses the Wretched and Alone system, which, if you don't know, Wretched and Alone is a fantastic solo game by Chris Bissett, who is a Manchester, UK based designer. Um, have had all of their games forever and then finally got to meet them at UKG this year. It was fantastic. Um, it uses a Jenga tower. So you build a Jenga. Sorry, not a copyrighted, generic wooden tower block system. Jenga tower, um, and a deck of cards. You pull cards, you get prompts, you write about what happens, and you pull a block from the tower. If the tower stays standing, you're good, you're fine, you get to keep playing. Catastrophe strikes when the tower tumbles, and that's essentially the end of your game. And I love the idea of the Wretched. The Wretched, the original game, was a sci-fi game as well. It was about being trapped on a space station while a monster hunts you, um,
Mhm.
in a dead space alien kind of way. I love the really organic shift to making that about mechs and about the person inside. It's about the things that they do. It's about their war. Um, it's lovely. It's beautiful. It's simple. And for a starting game, for my list of mostly mech games, I thought that was a great start. It is by, correct me if I'm wrong, it's by Susanah Grace, who is a UK-based designer. Has done some other lovely games as well, but this is the one that I wanted to bring to people's attention. Please do go and check it out. $10 for a solo game with lots of replayability value. I think that's an absolute bargain to support a little indie creator.
I have a wonderful idea or a horrible idea. Horrible, not because
Excellent.
of what it is, but for the work.
Mm.
May of Mechs.
Oh no.
I,
We've
if
got time
the
to make that
the
happen.
best way to convince me to do something is pitch it to me in alliteration. I'm ruined.
Somebody clip that and spread it around to everybody who wants to run a game on this channel. Be like, that's how we get Ida to say yes.
You give me a title with some cool alliteration or a bunch of cool alliteration. I'm just like,
F Max.
May of Mechs.
No mech. No, that doesn't work. I'll show
Or
you.
it's gonna be Mech.
I
Mm.
We'd probably get sued. I don't want NSYNC's lawyers coming after me. I don't think we could get away with that. But let's talk more about May of Mechs. Oh god, I could run some lines there. Oh god.
Oh dear. Oh dear. All right. Um, I
Your
have
turn.
something maybe monstrous to talk about. It's not that
Ooh.
monstrous, I have to admit. This next game I have is called Hunka Junk.
Ooh.
Hunka Junk is a solo or a 2-3 person game by Cezar Capacle. I don't know how to say your name. I'm so sorry, Cesar. Yeah, he is in Portugal, but he is
Ooh.
originally from Brazil. So,
Oh, awesome.
yay!
Global. I love that.
Yes, yeah, he's based in Portugal, and
Mhm.
was one of the persons who actually responded to our multiple calls for,
Mm.
hey, tell us about your cool games. And I'm like, I know this person. This person's heckin' cool. A lot of people responded are heckin' cool.
Yeah,
So,
it's true.
so Hunka Junk, the premise, if I understand it correctly, is you manage to find a ship, this cool ass ship.
Mhm.
However, you don't have the registration papers. And the space police or whatever are like, is this yours?
The
And
space
you have to
police.
convince them, actually, yes. And you get to tell a meandering story, draw up fake blueprints saying, this has always been my ship. What are you talking about?
Incredible.
Your mission: convince this overly diligent agent that the ship is rightfully yours. How? By weaving a tale so
Oh,
outrageous and detailed that they can't help but believe you. You sketch it out,
I love
and
that.
especially encourages you, like, the worse of a drawer you are, the more you buy into the story of you, the scoundrel, convincing, like,
Mhm.
this is my ship in crayon
These are the official
registration papers.
blueprints.
Exactly.
I love that.
I love that kind of really
Mm.
thinking about it that really lends into the theme. You're not playing some
Yeah.
super serious. This is to me as I'm reading it, this is comedic.
Yeah,
And this is, I'm going to screw over space police or whatever. And this is going to be my hunk of junk.
amazing. I really love game systems and okay. Blazing the Dark's my favorite system because the system, the mechanics, and the narrative are like this. Like they work so well together, they feed back onto each other, and it just makes sense. I love a story, a game about telling a story where telling the story is part of the game. The fact that it's codified
Mm,
that mechanic
it's like this
narratively.
fourth wall kind of thing.
Delicious. I love that. That is great.
And if you're playing this with another person who is your partner in this crime,
Mhm.
it seems that you're making up the story as you go and just like, right, that thing we did, that run we made.
Remember? I
And
love
that's the
that.
dynamic that gets played out.
Okay. Can we have that as part of May of Mechs? Does that count?
I mean, if your hunk of junk is a mech,
I
that
can
could,
make that
that
happen.
could be a thing. So, hunk of junk by Cezar.
Mhm.
We're going to post all the links, make a massive thread like we did last time. And thank you for responding to the dozens of call outs on social
Yeah.
media. I really appreciate that.
And that just proves that we're serious, that we're reading those tweets and we're looking at the games and we're going to get you on the air and get people to buy a game. I'm going to go and buy that game right now
It's
because
so
that sounds
cool.
incredible.
I should really, those links will be coming.
Yeah. Okay.
But let's put multiple things in the shopping cart before we click purchase. What else can we add to that list, Darcy?
Do you want some more mechs? Because I got more mechs.
Nah, I'm done.
Oh.
That's a lie.
I do have a couple that aren't mechs, but
Month
let me
of
get the mechs
Max.
out of the way.
Month of Max.
So, speaking of Lancer, okay, have you heard of her? Lancer, I hardly know her. Um, this is an adventure for Lancer. This is Sleeping Above a Stolen Crown. You've probably heard of it. It's published by Laurie O'Connell. I believe it was one of, if not the first independent third party publications for Lancer. It was written for, I love how things come back to themselves. It was written for a game jam hosted by Chris Bissett. Where Chris had built a random name title generator um, based on like old OSR, like old school dungeon adventures. And this is what
Nerd.
came up, right? This is what came up for Laurie. Laurie went ahead and wrote a Lancer adventure out of it, which I absolutely adore. Um, it is set on a unique original world created by Laurie called Spa. It is a frozen world. It is occupied by a group of people who were part of the diaspora from Earth before the fall. Um, and it revolves around a fallen god who may or may not be all that they appear to be. Spoiler free review. It's
Hmm.
excellent. I've got a print copy. It's beautiful. It's got maps. It this is just like
I
my
was just like,
treasure trove of TTRPGs. What do I have for you here? Um, it's got beautiful maps. It's got beautiful artwork. It's got original I think it's got mech frames in it. It's got original enemies. It's just great. It tells a really great story and then at the end it can set you off to go on more adventures. So if you want to try Lancer, you should try Lancer. This would be a really great starting point. I really really highly recommend it. It's great.
I love how everything is like, if you like Lancer, but to piggy off on Lancer, this one cool thing in Lancer is further expanded here. And like, I
Yeah.
see that's your foundational tree, and I love it. There's beautiful flowers and budding branches of a
Robot
very well
flowers.
loved
Hmm.
tree
Yeah.
that shoot lasers.
Absolutely. If I can piggyback slightly and do a cheeky bonus one because it's not European technically, but it is also Lancer based. I just want to do a quick shout out. Field Guide to Mfecane. It is a US creator, yes, but it is an Afrofuturist mech supplement
Oh, that's
for
so
Lancer,
cool.
right? It's
That's
got
so cool.
some of the coolest mechs, some of the most overpowered mechs in the game. um, it's beautiful. It's phenomenal. It is like it was done by the people from Ukoa Station, who are a podcast and just like incredibly prolific Lancer creators. Look at those mechs. Look how fucking cool they are. Steeped in African history and lore, completely authentic, done
Bad the fuck
correctly,
ass.
right? So good. If you do play Lancer, if you get into Lancer and you're gonna go and get that, go and put these mechs in your game because they stomp. They absolutely stomp. They're wonderful.
And hello to everyone joining us on our Lancer stream. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome to EUphoria, the Lancer channel. This is all we do now. I would love that.
I'm here for it. I'm still here for it.
What have you got? Have you got any mech-based content? Come on, let's go.
Okay. I guess maybe we'll see.
May of mechs. May of mechs. It's gonna happen now. You wait and see.
Okay, I need to make sure why my thing isn't thinging.
Oh no.
There we go. I had to press a button.
Oh,
That's why I didn't get producer of the year.
beautiful. No, you were robbed. You were absolutely robbed. Congratulations to the person who won. Ida was robbed. Oh,
I'd
that's
like to
beautiful.
introduce you to a game called ROBOTTA, Humanidad Perdida, Lost
Oh.
Humanity. This is a game from Spain. Uh,
Oh.
it is by Sirio and Cezar, and you do not play as a human. You are robots with consciousness and emotions, just like humans. And your consciousness is sort of sourced and unified by this incomprehensible software that mimics human mentality,
Ooh.
but of course can sometimes be considered or might act as a computer virus.
Oh, dang, that's cool.
So you are traveling new worlds. It's space exploration. What's the word? Inhospitable new worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Giant mechs.
You should have led with that. That's so cool. That knife is like the size of a skyscraper. That is very cool.
It says here in my I don't want to read Spanish and alien people, but I'll just translate it as I see it. The personalities of the players are they sort of come out as trios. Your
Ooh.
family and your ship itself is the character, so to say,
Oh.
and you are living in and for adventures. Your ship is more than your family. It is also your home, and it is also
Mm.
your friend and your company throughout this entire adventure in it of itself. There are lots and lots and lots of supplements to this. There are post-apocalyptic
What?
supplements, there are jungle supplements, there are frozen tundra supplements. This is a whole huge franchise, as far as I can tell, in Spain,
That's
that
incredible.
I have never heard of before,
No.
because it's a shame that a lot of these games and communities are nationally insular.
Mm.
I mean, there's people who speak bilingual, trilingual around
Hmm.
Europe.
Yeah.
Give it to us in
Yeah.
another language. Let
If
other people
only.
get excited for it. More players for you means the game gets bigger
Yeah.
and better. Your tables get better.
Absolutely. I would love if somebody was watching from this company and was like, well, I don't know anybody who speaks both Spanish and English and is into TTRPGs who might want to help translate this.
Oh,
If
translate?
only.
I'd be bad at that.
I was trying to get you trying to get you a gig. I'm trying to get you the bag. Ida can totally do it. Ida can totally do it.
Funny, very short anecdote, and then I'll let you go to your game. I used to work at a game company, and I did have a colleague from Spain,
Mhm.
and the first time we were talking to each other, he was like, "Oh, what an interesting accent you have there. Your accent is very exotic." And I was like, "Huh?" Because I'm from Latin America.
Wait, were you speaking English or were you speaking Spanish?
Spanish.
Okay,
I was
okay.
speaking in Spanish.
Oh, right, because Latin American Spanish and Spanish is slightly
Yep.
different, but it came out in an accent. Oh, amazing.
To him. It would be the equivalent of someone from the UK hearing someone from the US is like, oh,
Mhm.
how colonial. I ripped them a new one later. They
Incredible.
were good friends after that, but
Yeah.
only he gets away
No,
with that
this
stuff.
is yeah, incredible. I love that.
But from Spain, ROBOTTA, Humanidad Perdida, Lost Humanity.
I love that.
That is my little contribution to the pool.
It is
A
beautiful.
friend, you have something perhaps? Is
I
it mech?
well, yes, it is. Yes. going. This is my last one, I swear. Last mech game for today.
Mac.
For today. This is, I'm probably going to mispronounce this or like put the accent in the wrong place, but Maharlika. This is Filipino mechs. This is written by a Filipino team. It is currently being published in the UK by Soul Muppet, who are our very good friends. We have an affiliate link somewhere. So if this catches your eye, go over to their store and purchase this for a very reasonable price of £25 GBP. We get a little bit cut back. It's great. Um, it weaves Filipino mythology into mech combat. It's very, very tactical. It's a little bit crunchy. Um, I can't talk. I'm extolling the virtues of Lancer, which is very. This is I find it a little bit. You have to really focus on like breaking down the rules to get the hang of what you're doing, but you fight as spirit warriors, mavericks, aces, and knights that swear loyalty to a Datu, one of the CEOs of mega corporations. You get a lot of that with mech RPGs. There's a lot of that cyberpunk corpos are the ultimate holders of the rights to print and make and pilot mechs. Um, Sometimes you are the archetypal noble Maharlika sworn follower of your Datu, kneeling before them. Otherwise, you're just an exceptionally skilled person trying to make ends meet, and loyalty is just another word for whatever makes the most money. You are a free person after all. So it's got this like cyberpunk dystopian element to it, combined with, and the art inside is all so beautifully representative of the mythology of the Philippines. And also you get to smash things up, and some of these mechs carry big cool swords that they smash things up with as well. It's awesome. It is beautiful on the inside. Mecha with a K. That's how you know it's going to be good. It's wonderful. I haven't yet got a chance to sit down with a group and play it, but it is very, very near the top of my list of things that I wish somebody pitch it. Let me play this game. It is beautiful. It has narrative play, it has the combat. You can build your mech, you can add things to it, and navigate a world of corporations and greed and people just trying to be free. All those good, tasty things.
Tasty.
So tasty.
If you want to treat yourself to this game or any other genuinely excellent Soul Muppet game,
Mhm.
also a really big fan of game like Orbital Blues, for example, I did manage to find and I posted our affiliate link in the chat. It doesn't cost you anything extra if you use our link. That just means a little bit goes to us, and that goes into, you know, maybe getting someone really professional to make a better overlay when we play these games.
Yes.
Let's make these games, these plays beautiful. Really want to, please.
One day we shall play all the mech games.
And and get to pay and compensate the wonderful people that play with
It'd
us,
be so
because it
wonderful.
is work sometimes for them too.
It is. Schedule aligning. Everybody knows that's the biggest, baddest boss. And the
And
fact
you
that
don't
people
just
commit
show
to doing
up.
it. Yeah.
You read like a textbook. You read a heck of a lot of PDFs. You make characters. You role play. You get emotionally vulnerable.
Mhm.
Then this is like a third of what GMs do.
Yeah. Love to pay our GMs. Love
That's
that.
very shame.
But yeah,
Especially when they get to tell a mech story.
oh, this is it. But I'm really happy. Like, obviously, I went out looking for mech stories. Obviously, I already had most of them, but I love that that's a really sort of broad expanse of, yes, it's a robot, but there's a Filipino one, there's African inspired ones. The Sleeping Over Stolen Crown is heavily inspired by like Inuit cultures and that sort of thing. I know Laurie did quite a bit of research into that to make it sensitive and awesome. Um, there's a lot of different stories that you can tell with mechs. It's not just smashy smashy. There's a lot of different things going on, a lot of elements, human elements to the narrative. And I love them very much, and I want more people to play them. So go and pick up one of these. If you're watching this right now, you are legally obligated to go and pick up a mech game. That's not true.
I heard that some libraries also carry print TTRPG books. They
True.
could have a mech book and you could go physically pick one up and support your local library.
That'd be even better. Yeah, go and
Mm,
do that.
that'd be nice.
Wish my library was that cool.
We gotta find out. I have too many ideas. Let me write this down before I really forget.
Go to Notion.
Uh, okay, writing it down. Legitimate writing it down to
You can't mech me play. Incredible.
Thank you. Thank you, Arsen. La Galerie Rollist. Thank you for this. I don't know you yet, so my animus towards puns cannot extend as cannot flow as directly if this was people I really know well and who pun
Mhm,
so much that my malice just flows. The
mhm.
hatred seeps from me. But I'm gonna be I'm gonna be chill this time. Because the next game I have is absolutely not
A very
chill.
chill game.
Speaking of hatred
Mhm.
and seeping violence, I have
That's
for
the iconic
your
image.
pleasure Alien RPG by Free League, a wonderful publishing company based in Sweden. Free League does more than Alien in terms of sci-fi TTRPGs.
Mm,
You might also know them for Blade Runner. You might also know them for Coriolis. Stick around for that production soon,
mhm.
TM, etc., etc. Alien RPG was the first Free League game I personally played. Darcy was at that table,
You killed her.
and yeah, I kind of killed Darcy's character, and everyone else died. So, if you're familiar with the Alien movie franchise,
Mhm,
Ripley's Alien, the movie from the 1980s, where people are sort of stranded on they're on this ship, and they realize that there is this big scary ass xenomorph on with them, and they can't really run anywhere because for story reasons their ship isn't going anywhere. Ooh, fun. In Alien RPG, Free League is so good at plucking at these emotional distress chords. Of course, everything underlined with safety and communication as
mhm.
well.
Massively.
And the story ends up being not about, like if you play the video games, the story ends up being not just about the xenomorph that is going to give you a hug
Mhm.
and burst out from a birthday cake saying, "Surprise, I love you." It is also about the people on the ship, about the corporations, about
Mm,
the competing interests, about betrayal,
yeah,
about PvP in these games, which is something, again, I really rarely get to taste. And I was
yeah.
hesitant as fuck.
Mhm,
But with the right table, with the right tools, and good guidance on scenes and motivations
mhm,
and important points to hit that Free League supplies you with,
mhm.
it was so much fun.
It was. It was great.
Free League is one of has won an Any award. Which year I don't know because
They
they've
win
won
all of
multiple,
them. Yeah. They
but
win all of them every year.
typically,
Yeah.
I mean, their supplement that we shouted out last time also won this year's best cartography. No, sorry, best supplement. Look at
Let me
this.
check. Oh, no, that's the starter kit, sorry.
It's okay.
I can keep going.
Keep going.
I won
So
the 2020 Gold Award for Best Game. Best
best game.
Game! Not even Best Writing or art. Look at the fucking artwork, it's so beautiful!
It looks so good when you're gonna die.
Freely, they have this really unique style. It's like almost paint, like oil painterly, very kind of impressionist around the edges, and it's so evocative for these games in particular. I'm not sure why. I just really really love it.
I love that they use the Year Zero engine, I believe it's called. And it's a D6 game. And the more stressed you are, the more dice you're rolling. And you're not doing math, you're not adding them. It's like which ones have sixes and which ones have ones. And that you're only counting which one has more. And depending on how stressed you get, the wonderful shelf, the wonderful over
There's
there.
a lot of alien content on that shelf.
The more stress you get, the more you use of mechanics. Uh,
Yeah,
we've
the
had our
stress
GM Fiona, who's in the chat, who is actually who killed us all in the
mechanic.
end. Like rolling 13 dice.
It was more than that. At one point, it was like 26 d6 for damage against somebody.
So if you enjoy clicky clackies, if you enjoy math rocks, if
If you
you
enjoy
enjoy putting
terror.
your hand into bags and bags of dice, and you enjoy telling your players, but do you want to push the roll perhaps? Alien RPG is the game for you.
It really is. It there's other games that do space horror, but it's designed to capture the mood of that movie. Like the first movie, I had to correct you in chat. It's a 1979 movie, but
Pardon. The other movies were
um,
also in the 80s, so we
yes,
don't know.
there's only one other movie. I don't know what you're talking about. Um, new ones out in cinemas. Oh my god, I can't wait to see it. Um,
Ooh.
it captures that scenario, that mood. You're trapped and the thing is coming for you. It does that very specifically and very very well. It's very very dear to me.
And the monster isn't the xenomorph always, it's the corpo. It could
It's
be the
the corpo
corpo.
or the
It could
android.
be your best friend or the
It's
android.
usually the android.
It's so
Sometimes
good.
the corpo is the android.
Oh, that makes you sad, you know? You don't know who to trust. Speaking of sadness,
Remember how we were so convinced it was going to be Reina and it wasn't? It was Annika. We were so dead cert the corpo was the android.
oh, you
Speaking of
thought it was
sadness,
me.
I'm done. I'm done with mechs. I swear I'm done with mechs for
Don't
today.
be done with
For
that.
today. In my heart, mechs always reign supreme. But speaking of sadness, it's Sad Space Cowboys because of course it is.
Mm.
But it's not just any old Sad Space Cowboys. Um, Orbital Blues is a very well known game. There's been some fantastic APs. Go and see the one on RP Geeks channel. It was fantastic. Our incredible friend Fiona was in there. Um, it's a wonderful game, but sometimes you're like, well, I want to be sad on my own. I don't want to bear my feelings in front of other people. I want to sit on my own and be sad and go through space. Well, I've got the link for you, friends, because there are now solo rules for Orbital Blues. It's called the Wanderer, and you play on your own with a deck of cards. I believe you use D6s, and you use a handful of poker chips as well, which is another one of those really beautiful things of linking something thematically into the game. Because of course you use poker chips. Why wouldn't you? You are the wanderer, you are a lonesome scoundrel, and you're coming to the end of your story. And these rules help you flash back to all the things that you've done, the places you have been, how you got to this moment. And then you get to confront the final person in your life. You get to go and right or wrong, seek vengeance, whatever it is that has brought you to this moment, and go out in a blaze of glory. That's the idea.
Yes.
It's again a lovely, beautiful book. They don't muck around. Soul Muppet don't fuck around. They make gorgeous books. They're graphic. If you haven't got, she reaches to the thing. If you haven't got Orbital
It's so
Blues,
pretty.
it's there's something inside that. Oh, it's my GM screen. Look at the GM screen. Mol and Zach were kind enough to give me this UKG last year. That's the kind of aesthetic. Like they
Oh, that's
commit,
so cool.
right? They
I
commit
remember
to the book.
last year, like so people on my Twitter feed were just like, look at myself, look at my orbital blues, look at my orbital. Like everyone had a
It's
copy of the,
gorgeous.
and everyone was so happy.
It's I love that there's always discourse. It's one of those things that comes out of the bingo ball generator of TTRPG Twitter discourse. Aesthetics, vibes versus mechanics. Like both, dude. Vibes is game design, and things games like Orbital Blues just prove it. Like it's got all the vibes. It's drenched in flavor, and it really steeply relies upon the concept of music, like blues, obviously. And it's obviously it's cowboy bebop. That's what they're playing out here. But everything commits to it. There isn't a inch of the page wasted that isn't helping reinforce the kind of story that you should be telling, of making you feel immersed, of making you feel the vibes, of getting you in the mood. And I think that's really important, especially for a solo game, because you can't bounce ideas off other people. You have to remind yourself the entire time. You have to come up with all these ideas for yourself. So having something as beautiful as this to rely on to inspire you, like look at that artwork. You don't even know what's going on there, but you can immediately start telling yourself that story and feed it into where your character is. It's a really wonderful piece of a piece of work, I should say. Um, you put together poker hands, and that's how you literally play your cards. It's just so good. Again, go and follow that affiliate link and pick this up. £6, £6 for a solo game. You get the PDF right there, and then you could be playing this game tonight. It is excellent. I highly recommend it.
There we go.
Thank you so
And if
much.
you can, please try to use our affiliate link. That would be a very kind thing of you, and tell them we sent you and that you are joining the fandom of everything Soul Muppet because their work is amazing.
Everything
And
is
it's not just that they're amazing because they are, but it's also really sort of inspiring, calming, I don't know, positive emotion words
Mhm.
that they're here in Europe. They're based in the
Yeah.
UK. That they're in our backyard. They're people we can connect with. They're people that are accessible to us geographically,
Mhm.
time zone wise. That is so insert positive emotion word because I can't think of the right one, but there's many of those words.
Inspiring, reassuring, uplifting. Yeah, some of
Uplifting is
those.
a good one.
Yeah. No, I agree. I absolutely agree. They're like, yes, we have lots of indie designers, and it's no way disparaging. Every creator is valid, and there are people that people have never heard of making incredible works of art, but they're like they're almost on the global stage, if that makes sense.
They are
Like that
punching above
that's an
their
incredible way
weight.
of putting it.
Weight, I mean like the size of
Yeah,
the company.
yeah, for sure. Their Kickstarters do phenomenally well.
Because their games are so good.
So good. I've asked Zach to slow down, but they won't. Stop. I want to run every game you've ever written. Can you just give me like a couple of years before you put out something new? Zach says no. No, absolutely not.
Zach, call us. I have game. I have game.
Ooh, game?
We have some friends, I believe, from France, or at least French speaking. So I am not going to read these out loud and butcher that language. But in my research, I found another game that
Mm.
is from France, and this game is called Night. This game is called Night, and again, when I was looking up games in other countries, this had like a million published books,
Mm.
like 2 3 dozen expansions, and this whole
What?
big industry that I'm like, I had no idea. So if there's any drama or things that I should be talking about, or reasons why I should be talking this game,
Mm.
please let me know. I'm also open to those things too. Ah,
No. There you
it's,
go.
it's wonderful. Someone in chat is saying Night is wonderful and recently crowdfunded for English translation.
Amazing.
Yay! So according to what I was able to understand, because my French is shit, this is a horror game. So it's a sci-fi horror game and
Oh,
is inspired by Arthurian legend, thus why it's
Fiona, where
called
are you?
Night. It takes place
Amazing.
in 2034, hopefully a parallel universe because we're not ready. The pitch was darkness ascended, anathema, a consuming blight, swallowed the world. Humanity cowered in despair, but the immortals, former leaders, offered refuge in doomed cities. Then came Arthur, a lone warrior defining the encroaching gloom. Now, with 1,000 comrades in meta armor, he leads the fight. You stand with them. So you're
Oh,
all essentially like Iron Men.
that's cool.
There are chivalronic
Listen, that looks like a
relationships.
mech to me. That looks like a mech. I'm just
It's
saying.
it's a mech you can wear instead of a mech you can ride.
Incredible.
It's a mech you can wear instead of a mech you can ride. There's different loadouts. It
Oh,
reminds me of this
gonna
old
love
PA
that.
game called Anthem that unfortunately died after 2 years, but was so good. I loved that game so much, and this was like, I want to play that game. I can
Mhm.
play this game instead. Uh, I guess there's different loadouts, different tanks, more nimble, more agile, more magic based, or rather energy slinging sort of
Mhm.
based loadouts as well. Big fancy shooty fight scenes, it seems. Monstrous battles in a post-apocalyptic
Whoa.
world for you to fight. And again, it is this whole uh, industry fandom community that I wouldn't have gotten to know if it wasn't for the onus of like, what are other games that would really be
Mhm.
outside my lingual or
Yeah.
national scope?
Mhm.
And I found this beautiful thing.
That is
And
incredible.
I want to learn about it.
Yes, please. If you're watching and you want somebody to show off your English translation, please sponsor us to run a game of this because oh my god, it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous. I want to learn more about it. Um,
I love that. All the
as,
swords. It's so cruel.
as far as I understand, the suits you wear, uh, you have like a kinetic force field. It's very video gamey almost.
Yeah, yeah.
Painkiller injectors, ablative shielding, beacons,
That's awesome.
Squire modeled AI.
Ooh.
I found the Kickstarter page, and I'm just going to end it on this image
Oh,
because
hell yeah.
I see this and I'm sold.
That's great.
Yes, girl. Yes,
Get it.
she's the queen. I don't know what the lore is or who this person is. As
She
far
is
as
that
I'm
queen.
convinced, she is the queen. Long live this queen.
Wonderful.
And that is Night.
I'm
Night, a horror sci-fi TTRPG from France.
we are told in the chat that there is a starter kit in English available on drive through. So I'm gonna go and check
Yes.
that out after the stream. That looks
And
phenomenal.
this, I believe the publishing company is Antre,
Incredible.
Another World. I hope I said that right. Okay, that's the most French I'm going to go. Friend, you got something cool?
I got some. Yeah, I'm gonna take it like way down in scale and scope.
So cool. I started a little itty bitty.
Yeah, this is Comet Express. This is by Dice Doctor, who, if I'm remembering correctly, is a German-based creator. See, I don't have to do everything from UK-based perspective. Comet Express, it seems very much to be what was that video game with Norman from The Walking Dead, the Hideo Kojima one, Death Stranding. It's like it
Oh, the postal
cosmic
walking
delivery.
game.
Yes, it's that, but a little bit sped up. You are the delivery people. You are Comet Express. You have to deliver dangerous goods to more dangerous places. The I love that it says the motto of the Comet Express is that the safety of our delivery crew is secondary to the successful delivery of your precious cargo. You must risk your lives to get this cargo where it needs to be. It's literally a pamphlet game. It is
Nice.
print yourself, print and play. It's pay what you want on itch. So if you get nothing else from what we've described today, like this should be the one. It looks fast paced, easy to pick up, and there's real potential for some laughs in this one. You build your courier, you have a ship, and you pick a job and you go and you deliver this incredibly dangerous cargo. It could be radioactive, it could be hostile creature. Keep it contained and get it where it needs to be. I love how quick and easy and pick upable that is, but with how much scope it has for the stories that you could tell. Why do we transport exclusively through danger zones? Entertainment rights, says the CEO of Comet Express.
It's very campy. I love that when they
Right?
embrace it.
Uh-huh. I love working at Comet Express. You meet new people all the time, says Delivery Boy. It's because the staff turnover is high.
I gather their Glassdoor reviews must not be so great, but
They
then
probably
again,
don't get many.
because they wouldn't be around to write them. Ida slow.
Yeah, you got there. Inspired by Futurama and Space Quest, this is a fun, over the top, and parody game. Smirk in the face of death.
Love it. And
You
who
can
were
play
they
that.
from again?
That is from Dice Doctor Games.
Lovely.
That's them. They've
Pleased to
actually
make
made
your acquaintance.
a bunch of sci-fi games. A German indie tabletop RPG developer. So there you go.
Lovely. Good to know. Like you say German, and I see their little die there, and I know it's diced out, but I'm just like Swiss.
Nope.
But
Maybe Swiss now based in Germany. Who knows?
or it's just that is the universal sign for like health and
But
medicine or
on a
something. But
day.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
brain is trying to jump to conclusions that it shouldn't be jumping to necessarily without further information. But
It's warranted.
cool premise for this game.
For sure. I hadn't heard of that one until I started researching for this. I'm glad that I did because that looks really good fun. I'm finally
Yay.
getting back into running games for people in real life. I finally snagged some people like, sit down, I'm gonna run games for you. And without them going, no, run away. And I could very easily like print this off, one piece of paper, go over their house with a couple of D6s, and just we would have an absolute blast with that.
Oh man. What's that like nowadays? I haven't done that in so long.
It's been
People
a
move away.
minute. It's been a hot minute.
I miss that.
If you could play in real life, what would be the most complicated and lore bloaty game you could play? That was an attempt at a segue.
Insert sirens. Which I will not do for copyright reasons. We will get striked on
Mhm.
Twitch. Let's not do that. Dune RPG
So
is
pretty.
from the wonderful Modifius, based
Ridiculous.
in the UK. They have the rights to several other sci-fi IPs
Mm,
like Star Trek Adventures.
never heard of that.
No, I really, I was really surprised that that game system was very polarizing. Like people
Mm,
really, really loved or really hated the tokens, the momentum tokens. I sort of kind of like
yes.
them because I think if your GM and he was doing it right, then it's easy. And if you're not doing
Mm.
it right, then it's not so good. And maybe it's a skills issue, kind of thing.
Skill issue.
But I
Just saying.
want to shout out Modifius for not just Doom, but also Star Trek Adventures,
Hmm.
a UK-based office, and also because someone happened to help me get a beautiful copy.
I've held that in my hands. That's really cool.
He's my friend. He's my friend. Ah, there's the GM who did not have skill issue in
See?
talking about momentum and threat
Momentum
hierarchy.
credit,
Thanks for
great.
showing up in chat. So
Get you a pro like Marcus.
he is good friend, and the Dune games, of course, follow the modern movies.
Mm,
As far as I can tell, I've only gotten through like a third of the book when it was not sweltering weather that I could be in my garden in the hammock,
hmm,
just kind of reading through it. And most of it is a lot of lore,
mm,
which as a GM, I am a sucker for books that really focus on the lore and backstories and really help me flesh out the universe if you're not familiar with the universe itself. And I'm really incredibly appreciative of that.
mm. Yeah, it's nice. I'm a GM who I like to have something to fall back on. Homebrewing all of your own thing is that's all very well and good if you're a planner, which I'm not. If you plan out your whole world and you know all the answers to things, that's great. That's easy to go, "Ah, well, I already know that." I'm much more like, "I'm running a game tonight. Shit, sit down. Let's go." ADHD, don't judge me. But I love being able to have answers to draw upon. So to have all those answers at your fingertips about the world, especially if you haven't read the Dune books or seen all the films, great job, Modifius. Great job.
I also really appreciate the mechanics going through it because uh, traditionally I first started with D20 systems, a D&D 5e specifically,
Mm,
and really counting out the minutia of spacing. I need a BTT, I need the
yep,
ruler. Why am I playing Warhammer if I'm really ruler obsessed kind of thing?
yep.
But like the system that Modifius offers for Doom RPG has this very simple zone setting that makes it much more approachable and really smooths out potential encounters. And you're not boggled down in, well, your range is 15 feet and they're 17 feet away. So that's not going to, it's just like, are you.
Yeah.
Are you at the target? Are you guarding? Are you close? Are you far? Are you melee? Are you subtle? The end. Go forward. Tell the story, and don't let fear get you.
Fear is the mind killer.
And yeah, if I had more time nowadays, I would finish reading this wonderful book, but
Mhm.
I'm a little swamped. I'm so sorry,
It's
but you're
beautiful,
my
but like
friend.
show off some of the art in that because it is really beautifully done. Invest in artists, real artists, and you end up with beautiful RPG books. Look at it.
Look at this layout.
The layout is fantastic.
I appreciate a good layout. I
Hmm.
appreciate I appreciate bullet points and tables.
Yes. Oh my god, yes.
Please give
That is
me
thick.
bullet pointed. It's big book. It's
This
big
big book
book.
is chock full of info. But
It's
that's what you
big
want.
book.
You want value for money. You
I
spend
get
your
I
money.
get the money and I get money's worth. I
Exactly.
get beautiful art.
Beautiful.
And it also comes with a free PDF of the book.
I love companies who do that. Take note, companies, PDFs when you buy the book. There's a bunch of people who do that. It's like I've seen it around. It's called the brick and mortar scheme. Often, if you buy a book, you can email and be like, "I bought your book. Can I have my PDF?" And you'll get a PDF. Soul Muppet do that. A bunch of people do that. It's great. More people should do it. Do it.
Oh, who's the company that made the Avatar RPG? They do it as well.
Magpie.
Magpie Games does it
Yes.
as well.
Yeah. Yeah. They make some great games as well, for sure.
Speaking of great games, I
Speaking of
see you have.
beautiful art.
Oh, I wanted to learn more about this one. Tell
Yes,
me
yeah, yeah.
things. Tell me things,
So I'm
friend.
really excited about this one. This is the Electrum Archive. This is an old school kind of OSR inspired game. The core rules are inspired by things like Ken, Mouse Ritter, and the White Hack. If that means nothing to you, it's like 3 stats, like very few stats, gets you going quickly, it makes dice rolling easy. It's a beautiful game. It is a science fantasy TTRPG zine series inspired by Elder Scrolls Morrowind, Dark Sun, and especially Ultraviolet Grasslands. That is what the art style is reminding you of, if you can't picture that. Um, this is the first thing. The core rules are free. I've literally just noticed that as I was prepping this screen, and I've just gone and downloaded free rules version 1.4. Here it is. Character creation. The world of Orn. The people of Orn were brought here by starfaring civilizations of godlike creatures. Gold and silver are abundant in the soil. It's just got, again, bullet points. I love, this is what you need to know about the world, and then everything else you can make up from there. Character creation, 1 page, boom, done. 5 stats. Can I count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank God. Hit points, an archetype. We love an archetype. Backgrounds. This will be very, very familiar to people who've played any of those games mentioned. Anything, things like Into the Odd, and stuff like that. Um, Look at the art. We love a definitive, like a unique and recognizable art style. The reason that I got excited about this is because Philippa Mort tweeted. Philippa Mort's back on the scene. She's not fully back, but she's looking to come back, and she's running a home game of Electrum Archive, and she's looking at I think one of the touchstones she said was Nausicaa Valley of the Wind, a Nausicaa inspired campaign using this system, which just sounds absolutely incredible. Um, you get the core rules, you get a larger point crawl map of the inhabited portion of Orn, which is a fantastic sentence because it heavily implies the existence of an uninhabited portion of Orn, which you know you're going to want to explore. There are factions who have schemes, you get your plot hooks, you've got regions, 120 encounters, and a bestiary of over 30 monsters. So for one zine to get you started, like you could do so much with that. You can follow these along. This is by Emile Boven, who I believe is a Dutch designer based in the Netherlands. The fact that it's a zine series, I think, is really smart. That gets me excited to see the rest of what is coming. The second issue is going to have, it literally just detailed it, 2 adventures to kickstart your campaign, a dungeon crawl, and a heist. Who doesn't want both of those things? It just looks so intriguing, so in depth, so beautiful. I'm going to sit and read these now. Look at the artwork. Trophies. Ooh. There's warlocks. Look at that.
Oh, that's badass.
Right. I love that simple art style. It's beautiful. There's your
And it
combat.
gets across exactly what I need to know.
Exactly. This is only a 26-page zine. The core rules are 26 pages, including some, again, beautiful layout, lovely artwork. I love a thing like that. Again, I'm going to go and sit and teach some people games. I could do that in an evening. We could very easily look at that little guy. That's very Nausicaa. We could easily pick that up and start playing that in a night. Spells. Ooh, spells. You generate the name of a spell. Ida, quick, roll me 2d8. How do you not have dice?
Because it's heavy. It's big as my head.
That's ridiculous.
No, it's exactly what I need. It's not enough. 2d8. Here goes.
2d8.
7 and a 6. So
So
13.
So 7 and 6. Oh wow, okay, that's gonna be even more down here. 7 and 6. Oh, trap, silent. Oh, you have to do one for each word. So your first word would be trap,
Oh
and
no, I
then you
have to
would
roll
roll.
more dice on
Yeah,
tables.
that
Oh,
is
I
its
don't like
form.
that.
Oh, I'll do it then.
Love
I'll
it. I
do the
love it.
next one. One. Great. I roll shit on dice. 1 and 2.
Wait, let me find the D8 llama die.
Trap. The form is trap. The adjective is banishing.
A
Oh,
five
but there
and
are
a
different
seven.
forms. Oh, this is so cool. Okay, we could spend forever going through this. This is not a Electrum Archive stream. But there you go. I hope I've sold that to you because I'm now invested in this.
By Emile
Beautiful.
Bovin.
Yes. Look at that artwork. Go away.
Badass. Badass. It's gonna look mighty fine in the
Oh
giant
yes.
thread we're going to do. Okay, D8s.
And that's actually my last game. So yeah, science fantasy. It's less sci-fi, but it's obviously I enjoy a little bit of differentiation in there's so many high fantasy games out there. Some of them are good, some of them are not. I really appreciate a different niche of the subgenre being explored. A little bit of space, a little bit of I like a lore, an origin story for a world which is science based. We came from the stars kind of thing. This is an alien world that is being explored. I'm very invested in that. I'm going to take a long look at that once this stream is over.
Fantastic.
Coming in November, Darcy runs Electrum Archive on EUphoria.
I mean, I mean,
Make it
we're
happen.
building. We're trying to build up our connections to people in other countries around Europe.
Mm,
And recently, Darcy and I gushed about finding another Dutch POC created, and I'm
mm.
like, oh, I know this city that they're based in. Have I run into them? I'm not going to do anything creepy, but I'd be like, hey, we can. I can happen to. I'd love a business meeting with you over a
Yeah.
beer. Can I recommend a place because I know
Mm.
it and I will totally charge that to the EU for your account.
Good luck with that. There's nothing in it.
Pay and wishes. Okay. And those were the games we had listed in advance that we
Mhm.
did research as much as we could
Yes.
because the community sounded off and had a lot of suggestions.
A lot.
A lot. And some from people we knew, some people we didn't know.
Mhm.
And that is amazing and awesome. And like I said, we're going to have more streams in general in the future
Mhm.
where we're going to vet games, take a closer look at them, and shout those out individually.
Yeah.
But I thought it'd be cool if we have you
Yeah.
seen everyone who responded to us?
I
Were
don't
there
think I
any
s
honorable mentions?
I was trying to keep up. I don't think I saw them all. Let me check in with where we're at and have a quick old looky. There were definitely a couple of people who were, "Oh, yes, I've heard about that." Where is that tweet thread? You go ahead and pick out your favorite ones so far.
Okay, I'm going to take an easy one then because I believe our friend Hatchling Games responded to us as well. One of their games had a sci-fi expansion recently coming out.
Mm.
Scroll, scroll, scroll. What a problem. We have so many cool friends that do so many
It's
games.
terrible, isn't it? So terrible. And more friends to be made as well. Oh, yes, I know the one I have to shout out, obviously.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that the one you were waiting for me to say?
Hatchling Games Argo Zero?
Argonauts, it
No,
is
okay.
pronounced.
My
It is a point of contention that it needs to be maybe a bit clearer. Yeah.
tell us about it.
Argo
Tell us about it.
It's got mechs! What would I not like about that? It's got mechs, and it's based on Greek mythology. Like, did you like Greek mythology as a child, or are you straight now? Like, everybody I know of my generation who is just a little bit queer and a little bit weird is fucking obsessed with Greek mythology. Um, I have heard it described as Lancer crossed with Hades, the Supergiant Games game. It is being designed by Rich, and of course, our excellent dear friend Cat the Ball Mistress is on board co-designing that, so you know it's gonna be good. It's coming to Kickstarter. It must be this year because it's on pre-launch. So yeah, it's coming soon. An epic RPG of space exploration and battle. The artwork, as always with Hatchling Games, looks beautiful, in depth, just everything they do pops. I don't know if they have the same artist throughout or if Rich has just got a very specific style that he requests. Everything pops so beautifully. You go and explore asteroids, you meet and battle with a rival, and then your crew goes back into space to recuperate. Rinse, repeat. There is an overarching epic in the truly Greek meaning, epic overarching storyline. It just looks so excellent. I'm so excited to see what they've come up with for it. I Can't wait to run it. Can't wait.
So that was one of the people who shouted us out. I think it might bear talking about that game again when we get more details about it for
Oh,
future
hello!
streams.
Look who's just joined the chat.
Oh,
Hi,
oh.
Kat. It's Kat. Kat, tell us you just heard about the game that we were chatting about.
uh,
Literally.
if not, catch it on the VOD, which
Catch
will
on
be
the video.
posted soon.
We talked about a game that you may be familiar with.
In the meantime, I'm just going to do a quick shout out of some of the games that were also mentioned, which again will get more attention and love in future streams.
October. Argonauts is kickstarting in October. Thank you, Kat.
Yay. Ben Newban was one of the people who responded. A friend of mine, I've played with him, and I know our friend Pan plays with Ben as well. Cybertopia is a near future cyberpunk sequel setting, cyberpunk-esque setting, not sequel, not quiche setting, with a super simple one dice system, massively flexible character creation. And I do recall that he is running a podcast with 16 other people with a massive rotating cast.
Good lord.
I hope Ben gets to sleep.
I immediately pictured 16 people around one table, and my GM brain went, no, 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 no.
I think is rotating. Another cool person who chatted out to us, and I'm going to learn more about in time and shout out in better detail in a future stream, is Arsene about Clone and Me. Clone and Me is a laser and feeling hack. That's such a cool game where you
It's
play
such a
clones
great
of
game.
famous people from history. The two sets are things your model is known for and things that are yours only and not them. So we're going to take a better peek at that and shout out about it. Let's
Let
see
me
what
go back and
else.
have another look. Yeah, see if I can see anybody that I contractually owe a shout out to. Because there was that tweet, and then there was a reposted tweet. I think that's everybody
Oh, there's
that I
so
got a
many.
chance to take a look at. Somebody from Greece, which is fantastic. I remember somebody, I feel like I heard somebody being like, oh, I've been looking for a game from somebody who is Greek, and then they couldn't find one. So that's good to know that they're there. We will check that one out.
Legitimina Games.
Legitimine, yeah, something like that. We will
Legitimine.
check that out. I have not heard of you. I've not heard of your game. Hello to you in Greece.
Metanthropies.
Metanthropes. Ooh.
Metanthropes.com. It's an open beta game. Storytelling.
Very cyberpunky vibes.
Yeah, you're looking at some real time. Like,
Yes.
I still earlier to this game, but I was like, I don't have enough time to distill and properly present it. But we might be doing so in the future.
Yeah, we'll check some more of these out. But yeah, thank you so much for everybody who responded and tagged their friends and retweeted it. It's already, we can tell there's a lot more depth to the European scene, that even when we were putting this together, Ira and I were like, there are really cool people who need to be platformed, and there are even more people beyond that. We have realized that we're only just scratching the surface, and it's wonderful. It's a wonderful problem to have.
Did you see the game titled Gam Slut Butch?
No.
18 plus NSFW cyberpunk game about futuristic queer punks taking on the system.
Incredible.
Through sexuality, music, and being an undercover resistance black ops cell.
I'm gonna go check that one out as well.
Aim to match your gender, organ, and kink to match the actions vibe.
Wow. That definitely needs to be looked at.
This person is based in the UK.
Great. Yeah, go and check that tweet out and go and look at these games yourself as well. We're not your mom.
I mean, if your mom wants to play Glam Slut Butch, I want to play with your mom too.
No.
We also, you played several. You and Fiona are going to playing several games that are also by European creatives.
Correct. Yeah, we looked for solo games that we could play to fill our hole in content programming. Fiona has played for small creatures such as we, or she started to, because that's a big game with a lot of scope. She started off creating her captain and her ship and her crew, and then set off on a mission. The scope of them, I thought it was just like, I have a relationship with solo journaling games. I think a lot of what most people think of, certainly what I think of when I think solo journaling games, are a little bit static and kind of, it's just me writing some words. But this one, Anna Blackwell designed this one, and you can tell Anna Blackwell, I think, solely or mostly focuses on solo games. And you can tell she's like, all right, I'm going to start pushing the boundaries now. I'm going to make something decent and interesting and different. And Fiona had like a whole map, like a galaxy map with zones, and she had to plot out where her mission was going and what dangers she would face. Like, it was literally like, and this is probably going to sound obvious, it was like a proper TTRPG, but for one person. Do you know what I mean? It's not just a person like writing prompts. It was really involved. It was really compelling. And Fiona named everything after books on her shelf. So it was all. I think her ship was like the Mouse Guard or something. That was only last night, so the VOD is up. Please go and check it out. I played Bucket of Bolts, which I actually really enjoyed. Again, different from what I anticipated in terms of solo journaling games because I didn't play a person, I played the ship and explored my history from creation, being passed from captain to captain, like the history of who owned me and what they did with me, where we went, the missions that we went on, and its ultimate fate, which I won't spoil because, again, VOD is up on our channel and on YouTube. But that only took me, I think that was like a 2 hour game, which was a nice little time to sort of dip in and get exploring something new and different for me. And then Fiona has got one, I always get the name on, one breath left or one last something. You've
One
got
breath
one breath
left.
left. One breath left. Which again is gonna, it looks phenomenal. It's got its own little VTT. It's resource management. You have to get in and plunder the ruin or the relic or whatever before your oxygen supply runs out. So again, get to turn the tables on Fiona a little bit. She might in space instead of you or I. I am hoping to play Iron Heart on Thursday.
Thursday.
I'm not gonna lie, I might be a bit stretched. I might not be able to do it, but if I don't, we're gonna do something else. Again, I'm gonna make Fiona scared in space. But that is a the
Okay.
reason I was gravitated to that was because it's mechs. It's another solo journaling game about mechs. You are a pilot. You create your pilot. You create your mech, and you go off and you explore a post-war galaxy. Which again is a unique. There's always a war. There's always a war in the galaxy, but this one's over. And so this is a person who has been trained to fight using their robot, going out and seeing what else they can do in the galaxy with their robot. So that really speaks to me. Um, I hope I get to do it. Even if I don't get to do it on stream, I will probably play it. It just had a phenomenally successful Kickstarter. So go and check that out and try and get a pre-order in because you may have missed the boat. And Cat ran it. Cat played a solo game with it, I think last week. Cat also played for small creatures such as we because we just got the same taste. Cat's the expert on solo games. If she says it's a good solo game, I'm like, oh, I'll check that out. So go and check out her VODs as well, for sure.
Yeah. I did a cheeky command
A little
just to
shout out.
shout out to her channel because
Thanks
Cat
for
is
the raid.
friend and Cat is incredibly
Cat is friend. Cat is excellent.
Cat is friend. Cat is friend. Uh, we're lucky that we have other friends as well in the same
Yes,
vein
we
as
are.
Cat, and they are going to also be on stream for the coming week.
Mhm.
Our Starfinder two-part game ended. The VODs are up.
Yes.
I am told that the second one is not about feet, which is disappointing to me.
You're telling on yourself, but I'm not going to judge.
Okay.
You do
Catch it
you.
on VOD. That was a wonderful game, GM'd by
Mm.
Krifu with uh,
Pan,
with Pan,
Sandra.
Dungeon,
Mhm.
Sandra, and Cedric. So
Hold up.
from the UK, from the Netherlands, from Sweden, from
Mm.
Germany, playing the 2E playtest rules that literally came out the weekend before their first stream. So what
This
a hustle.
ramble. Yeah, for the hustle. Let's go. Creeper was like, I'm ready. Let's go. Everybody pick a character. But
It's
it
like that
was really
cat, like
accessible.
that's like ready to pounce.
Yeah. They did a great job. They were learning it as they went, so it's a really good hopping on point if you're interested in the Pathfinder 2e rules to find out what's changed and how it rolls. Just a cute little two-shot. It was really good fun. Check that out.
We are past the halfway point of our scum and villainy game called Star Taker.
It's so good.
That is airing Wednesdays. Everything this month has been airing at 7 p.m. BST, 8 p.m. CEST, because we're accessible to the European community.
Mm-hmm.
And Star Taker is a wonderful story about scoundrels who are stealing precious relics and artifacts that was originally stolen from their respective home planets.
They're stealing it back, baby.
They're stealing it back. They are, as Khalil said, heisting back their heritage.
Such a good tagline.
That man can write copy. I gotta
Mm.
ask for more ideas from him. So catch that Wednesdays. I am hustling to finish that editing. I
Yeah.
keep getting distracted by adding all these little Easter eggs in there. It's almost done, I swear.
It's worth watching just for Ida's little animations alone. The
There are
sentient juicer
there
is fucking
I
hysterical.
have so many little juicer
I've
images.
seen them in the Canva. I just kept scrolling and there was more of every possible emotion.
My husband works next to me on
Phenomenal.
the computer. The computer's right over there, and we have like a board separating our screens so we don't get distracted. And every time he stretches, and it's just this fucking juicer with like glasses holding a book upside down that says "Eat, uh, cook for friends." And spoiler: the last image he saw was a Sunflora, the Pokemon, with a concrete banana.
What the fuck?
So that's what you have in store if you watch Scum Star Taker Wednesday, 7 p.m. BST, 8 p.m. CSST, a
God.
sunflower eating a concrete banana.
Lord.
Sunday, what we
Excellent.
got Sunday, Darcy?
I've got no fucking idea. What's
We
happening on
have
Sunday? Oh, is it
tropes,
the
tropes,
panel?
tropes,
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 tropes.
tropes,
Yes.
tropes, tropes.
We've recorded the second part of the tropes panel. It was an absolute delight. Almost everybody was able to return. We've got your Fiona, we've got your Shamini, we've got your Taylor, and we've got your Naomi. Unfortunately, Emily was due to be with us, but was called away on work last minute. We almost cancelled the whole thing, but she said, "No, go on without me." So we were brave, and we did, and we had a great time. If you didn't catch the first one, those five just had the most raucously brilliant conversation about tropes and genre and how we build narratives around them in TTRPGs. It was a rocking good time. It's probably somewhere on the internet. We'll find a link for it
I'll
at some
share a
point.
link for you.
And we just asked them if they wanted to come back and talk about sci-fi tropes because the majority of them are
Nerds,
excellent. What? Oh yeah, they're
nerds.
sorry, like third grade flashback.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, I'm sorry.
They, Shamini and Emily are RP geeks, and they do sci-fi. They tell stories in space and with scientific futuristic bent. And so we got them all together to talk about sci-fi tropes, and they had a blast. It was great. There are lots of things mentioned tonight that they touched upon, so definitely go and check that out. That will be Sunday, 7 p.m. BST and 8 p.m. CEST.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it.
And if you happen to miss it, last week we aired the interview I did with
Yes.
Samantha Webb,
Oh,
head of brand at Modifius and creative director and founder of Black Cat Games.
mm-hmm.
We had a wonderful chat about what makes why sci-fi specifically is such a good engine for collaborative storytelling at a
Mm.
table. And I'm gonna give little hints of it, but go watch the video. So it's so much fun.
Yeah. She was
That
she was great. She was really great.
beyond just like the fantasy tropes that we're kind of all familiar with, like medieval European
Mhm.
agrarian castle monarchy, etc. Cool. I'm not going to hate on The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings, etc. But been there, done that.
Yeah.
And she said one thing that sci-fi marvelously does is it asks the questions of what are we becoming, what have we become, and what could
Mm.
we become.
That's an awesome way
Humanity,
of putting it.
humanity as a general, considering the universes. Are we in a Star Trek sort of universe where
Mm.
humanity has ascended? You know, in Star Trek, we've solved hunger, climate, and diseases, and now we're enlightened people.
Mhm.
We're not, if you watch any of the Star Trek
Yeah.
universes and shows, etc. Or they think they are, and they get knocked down a few pegs.
Mm.
Are we the sort of people that you see mostly in Star Wars that just sort of look inwards at their own navel as they get bigger and bigger and eventually
Mm.
tumble over? Is it a political drama? And Samantha also called out that maybe things like Star Wars, is that really sci-fi? If you could take the exact same Star Wars premise, I'm not
Mm.
singling out Star Wars, but if you could take the exact same Star Wars premise or any sort of premise and replace spaceship with castle, is it
Hmm.
really sci-fi?
Oh, I wish you'd have given me that question to pose to the tropes panel
Is
before they recorded it.
is the Force just magic?
Well, there was a contentious conversation about midichlorians. Tune in on Sunday to find out what those people think of midichlorians. Spoiler alert, it's not
Hmm.
favorable. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
if you don't know what sci-fi is, then you need that panel. But it's no, it's a valid question about how much you lean into it and what that story can be. The difference between it being a sci-fi story and a fantasy story. That there's different things going on there.
Yeah, totally.
But it
So
was a
that was the
great
chat.
conversation.
I
It was
loved it.
lovely to watch the two of you chat. Really big thanks to Samantha for coming and chatting to us. We really appreciate it. She's wonderful.
That was so much fun. And before you know it, the unfortunately the summer of sci-fi will come to a close, and it's going to be the autumn of.
Chilling out, playing your Saber's bed and breakfast.
It doesn't. There's no alliteration in that.
Yams for you, Zaber. Well, no, we have got some things planned.
We
We've got
have things
October
planned.
things. The wheels are turning.
They really
Um,
are.
you're going on holiday, and I'm going to have it all done by the time you come back. You just wait and see. Some things that I can talk about that is coming up. The podcast. We're going to launch a podcast feed of just our Twitch feed content ported to audio only. So if you wish that you could sit at your desk and watch our content, but it's just not feasible, if you've got a nice commute, if you do a long walk, and you want Ida and me whittering in your ears, I question your choices, but I'm here to provide it for you. I think we'll be launching that this week.
Wow.
And just getting all this summer of sci-fi content out so you can keep it in your pocket and in your ears forever. Or as long as Spotify and Apple iTunes podcasts or whatever it is up and running. Um,
Oops. Yeah.
I'm starting to churn all that content out. We'll get it posted and it will be with you soon. Keep an eye on socials for those announcements. There's the socials. Um, and the other thing that we'll be launching, I think either at the end of the month or the beginning of next month, will be our Patreon. You will have the opportunity to get some fantastic rewards, behind the scenes stuff, extra content, snippets of things here and there, character sheets, um, and also possibly the opportunity to come and sit at a table with some of the people in the Euphoria community.
Hi.
Um, I got a game brewing that I want people to just come in and play. It's your Saber's Bed and Breakfast. I'm not going to fuck around. I just want to play your Saber's Bed and Breakfast with people and get that legacy content rolling.
Did you
Um,
get mechas in there?
I think there is a mech in your Saber's B&B. Cannot confirm. We'll find out. There's definitely a robot. There is a robot. Um, whether you can pilot her, that would make her a mech. So yeah, that's coming. It's of course it's not obligatory, it's not necessary. We're gonna keep doing what we're doing for as long as we can, but the more support like that we get, the more fantastic content we can make. We've got fantastic content, we can make it better. We can compensate people for their time, we can
I'd love to
commission
do that.
emotes and fancy overlays and character art. I'd love to have character art.
Yeah. We can
So
involve the community.
yeah,
We can uplift their talent and give them more than just quote unquote exposure.
yeah. They deserve more than that. The talent in this community deserves far more than that.
Mm-hmm,
So if
mm-hmm.
you can
But
help us achieve it, we will appreciate you so much, and you'll get cool stuff in return.
pretty please, thank you very much. Uh, if that is not in your capacity or is not your jam, engaging with us through the community is also a
Yes.
very valid way of helping us out across our socials. We are on the Twitter, I will never call it X. We
Mhm.
are on the Instagram. We are on Blue Sky. We are on TikTok. We're trying to be. It's so hard.
It's so hard. It's for the kids, and we're not kids.
We're not kids. I'm an older millennial, so it's really it's a struggle bus.
Yeah, we're both older millennials. We're looking down the barrel of 40.
We are working on. We're still working on getting that Discord open, and the reason
Yes.
why it may not be open yet, or there's confusion about, is because we're not doing it until there is a safe and structured way to do it.
Yeah.
Right now, the Discord is only closed to people we are actively working with casts or productions, so
Yep.
they are sort of vetted. But
Mhm.
for the general public, we need to prepare exactly what hoops they need to jump through.
Yeah.
so
And we
that
need people to hold us
everyone
to it.
in there, to the best of our capacity, is
Yeah.
going to feel safe. That
Yep.
really matters to us. We're not going
It
to take that
really
lightly.
no, for sure.
So
We're working on
engagement
it.
with us, all these things.
We're
Please
getting
help
there.
us out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's everything, Ada. We've knocked it all out of the park.
Again,
Again! We're just that good.
we are. I have to
Well,
keep meeting this level now.
oh no. No, we're gonna take a little break in September. A little break. There's gonna be some stuff.
We are good introspective. Going to
Yeah.
see a lot more reels and clips and talks about this
Yes.
amazing content, and I've been having such a joy making it.
Mm.
And yeah, when we first started talking about it, we're like, holy crap, this is a lot. We're banging it out.
Mhm. We're doing it.
We're,
I
we're
think I
still
think this
sleeping
is
mostly.
mostly. I'm not sleeping, but that's because I have a 10-month-old who's constantly fucking teething. But I do think we're at capacity. I think this has been a good benchmark. I don't think we could do more than this with the current team that we have. If we want to do more, we need more hands on deck. But hopefully that will come. So
POC, come,
talk to us.
come,
Talk to
come
us.
to me.
Um yeah, that will be we will do occasional events like this. I think the next major one we have planned is March. I'm gonna do something similar in March.
Yes.
Yes.
That would, because it's not alliteration, but it just rolls off the tongue and is really
It
cool.
does. It does. Keep
Mhm.
it no, keep it. Don't announce it yet.
No, I can't, because
Um,
everyone else will steal it. And I can't let them.
we'll do a couple of these a year, but in between there will still be content, there will still be games, and there will still be things rolling out the door. To that end, our very first casting call will be out soon, TM.
Spicy September.
No. OnlyFans October. Naughty November. Do you regret opening this can of worms yet?
No, no. I immediately jumped into, ooh, that's marketable. I can't.
We can do
This
it.
is what I go to. This is what I think when I'm trying to sleep.
Perfect. Watch this space. All right, friend. Who are you? Who have you been? And where can people find you when you're not on stream, which you're not for a while?
My name is Aida. You can find me on the internet at In the Pan, mostly on the Twitter because I suck at dividing my attention and talking about my life on social media, except for this morning when I stepped on a wasp. Ow. It's dead. It's in hell. You can find me here. You can find me at Big Bad Con at the end of October. Please, please, please
Amazing.
reach out to me. I've already been invited and I've weaseled myself to on a couple of panels. I'd love to talk to you, chat with you, make friends, and see how we can collaborate, especially if you are outside the US, because
Mm.
the circumstances are really different. And if you're a big band, most likely, if you're a POC, I might kidnap you. I want to be your food.
EUphoria, the company, takes no responsibility for any criminal acts perpetrated by one Ida in the US. Please do not extradite me. Please do not make me go there.
And one last note about me, or what I want to shout into the universe. Um, if you are a Latine, if you
Mm.
are, if you have Latin American, South American heritage, ethnicity, you know, the difficult conversation about what word to use. If you have that, and you are based in Europe and the UK, and you enjoy TTRPGs, you're TTRPG curious, please, please reach out to me. Please
We're
find
working
me.
on something.
Please, I need you. You don't have to speak Spanish. But I need you. Please, I te necesito. I need you. Reach out to me.
We're planning something. It's gonna be fun.
That me. Who you, friend?
Just me. Never mind. Bye. And
No, you.
me, JC Darcy. Are you gonna do the same? Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I love that I did yours and you did mine. That's teamwork. I'm JC Darcy. I'm a writer, GM, performer, producer. I live here now. This is my home on the internet, and what a lovely home it is. You can find me on the tweeters. I'm trying to do Blue Sky, but again, it's difficult. I have so little spoons for the socials at the minute because I'm working on things. You will find my writing in things that are coming out soon. You can get me to write for you. Please do. Um, I run games. I do this, and sometimes I have a real life as well. I am tired. We are going to take a break at the end of this month, and then we're going to be right back to it. Please continue to share things on socials. Come and join our I was going to say come and join our Discord. We've just established why you can't do that, but be ready, be at the
Yet.
door, take a ticket and line up outside the door. We're going to be opening pitches soon as well, so start coming up with ideas of things that you want to run for us. Just stick around because we've had a real blast off of a start, but it is just the start. We've got lots more coming up, and we're glad to have you along for the ride.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
And
you.
I think that is a wonderful note to end the night on.
I'm good at cliffhangers.
Before that, I think that was a wonderful sentiment, and I don't see the need to
That's fair.
upladder anything else because that was just lovely. Take
Okay.
care, everyone. Have a great rest of your weekend. Oh, ice in your veins. Thank you for coming, even if it was late. But we see you, we appreciate you, and the VOD will be up ASAP, I promise.
Yeah, you can catch up.
All right. See you on the social. See you on your thing. Take care of yourselves. Don't sweat. Wear a mask. Bye.
Bye.